Here we will discuss morphine, which comes under class of agonist. Let's learn its pharmacokinetics, mechanism of action, adverse effects and interactions in this section. Mode of action of morphine produces its effects by binding to the opioid receptors. Opioid receptors are located presynaptically and postsynaptically along the pain transmission pathways. High densities of receptors are found in the dorsal horn of the spinal cord and higher CNS. Opioid receptors in the brainstem are responsible for the respiratory depressant effects produced by opioid analgesics. Opioid receptors in the higher CNS probably account for the effect of opioid analgesics on pain perception. Next, if we talk about pharmacokinetics, then after its administration, significant first-pass metabolism of morphine occurs in the liver. Intramuscular, subcutaneous, and intravenous injections produce the most reliable responses. Absorption of morphine from the GI tract after oral absorption is slow and erratic. When used orally, morphine is commonly administered in an extended-release form to provide more consistent plasma levels. It is important to note that morphine has a linear pharmacokinetic profile that allows dosing to be more predictable and more flexible. Next is distribution. Morphine rapidly enters all body tissues, including the fetuses of pregnant women. It should not be used for analgesia during labor. Infants born to addicted mothers show physical dependence on opioids and exhibit withdrawal symptoms if opioids are not administered. Only a small percentage of morphine crosses the blood-brain barrier because morphine is the least lipophilic of the common opioids. In contrast, the more lipid-soluble opioids, such as fentanyl and methadone, readily penetrate into the CNS. If we talk about the fate of this drug, morphine is conjugated with glucuronic acid in the liver to two main metabolites. Morphine 6-glucuronide is a very potent analgesic, whereas morphine 3-glucuronide does not have analgesic activity, but is believed to cause the neuroexcitatory effects seen with high doses of morphine. The conjugates are excreted primarily in urine, with small quantities appearing in bile. The duration of action of morphine is 4 to 5 hours when administered systemically to morphine sodium of individuals, but considerably longer when injected epidurally because the low lipophilicity prevents redistribution from the epidural space. Please note, age can influence the response to morphine. Elderly patients are more sensitive to the analgesic effects of the drug, possibly due to decreases in metabolism, lean body mass, or renal function. Lower starting doses should be considered for elderly patients. Neonates should not receive morphine because of their low conjugating capacity. Morphine has multiple effects on our body. Let's learn them one by one. Analgesia. Morphine and other opioids cause analgesia, relief of pain without the loss of consciousness, and relieve pain both by raising the pain threshold at the spinal cord level and, more importantly, by altering the brain's perception of pain. Euphoria. Morphine produces a powerful sense of contentment and well-being. Euphoria may be caused by disinhibition of the dopamine-containing neurons of the ventral tegmental area. Respiration. Morphine causes respiratory depression by reduction of the sensitivity of respiratory center neurons to carbon dioxide. This can occur with ordinary doses of morphine in patients who are opioid sodiumiv and can be accentuated as the dose is increased until ultimately respiration ceases. Depression of cough reflex. Both morphine and codeine have antitussive properties. In general, cough suppression does not correlate closely with the analgesic and respiratory depressant properties of opioid drugs. The receptors involved in the antitussive action appear to be different from those involved in analgesia. Meiosis. The pinpoint pupil characteristic of morphine use results from stimulation of mu and kappa receptors. There is little tolerance to the effect, and all morphine abusers demonstrate pinpoint pupils. Please note, this is important diagnostically because many other causes of coma and respiratory depression produce dilation of the pupil. Emesis. Morphine directly stimulates the chemoreceptor trigger zone in the area postrema that causes vomiting. GI tract. Morphine relieves diarrhea by decreasing the motility and increasing the tone of the intestinal circular smooth muscle. Morphine also increases the tone of the anal sphincter. Overall, morphine and other opioids produce constipation, with little tolerance developing. Cardiovascular. Morphine has no major effects on the blood pressure or heart rate at lower dosages. With large doses, hypotension and bradycardia may occur. Because of respiratory depression and carbon dioxide retention, cerebral vessels dilate and increase cerebrospinal fluid pressure. Therefore, morphine is usually contraindicated in individuals with head trauma or severe brain injury. Histamine release. Morphine releases histamine from mast cells, causing urticaria, sweating, and vasodilation. Because it can cause bronchoconstriction, morphine should be used with caution in patients with asthma. Hormonal actions. Morphine increases growth hormone release and enhances prolactin secretion. It increases antidiuretic hormone and leads to urinary retention. Labor. Morphine may prolong the second stage of labor by transiently decreasing the strength, duration, and frequency of uterine contractions. Next, it is adverse effects. You can memorize this by repeating the name of drug, morphine. M for meiosis. O for out of it means sedation. R for respiratory depression. P for pneumonia, aspiration. H for hypotension. I for infrequency means constipation, urinary retention. N for nausea. E for emesis. Tolerance and physical dependence. Repeated use produces tolerance to the respiratory depressant, analgesic, euphoric, and sedative effects of morphine. However, tolerance usually does not develop to the pupil constricting and constipating effects of the drug. Physical and psychological dependence can occur with morphine and with some of the other agonists. Withdrawal produces a series of autonomic, motor, and psychological responses that incapacitate the individual and cause serious symptoms, although it is rare that the effects cause death. Drug interactions. Drug interactions with morphine are rare, although the depressant actions of morphine are enhanced by phenethazines, monoamine oxidase inhibitors, MAOIs, and tricyclic antidepressants. Some analgesics, such as codeine and dihydrocodeine, are less potent than morphine and cannot be given in equianalgesic doses because of the onset of adverse effects. As a result of this restriction in dosage, they are less likely, in practice, to produce respiratory depression and dependence. They are useful in controlling mild to moderate pain. Other drug of this class is methadone. It has a long duration of action and is less sedating than morphine. It is used orally for maintenance treatment of heroin or morphine addicts, in whom it prevents the buzz of intravenous drugs. Mixed agonist-antagonists. Buprenorphine is a partial agonist at M receptors. It has a slow onset of action, but is an effective analgesic following sublingual administration. It has a much longer duration of action, 6 to 8 hours, than morphine, but may cause prolonged vomiting. Respiratory depression is rare, but if it occurs, is difficult to reverse with naloxone because buprenorphine dissociates very slowly from the receptors. Antagonists. Antagonists that reverse the actions of opioids are also clinically important for use in cases of overdose. It includes naloxone, naltrexone, nalmefene, naloxegol. Naloxone is a specific antagonist at opioid receptors and reverses respiratory depression caused by morphine-like drugs. It also precipitates a withdrawal syndrome when dependence has occurred. Electroacupuncture analgesia, transcutaneous nerve stimulation-induced analgesia, and placebo effects can sometimes be partially blocked by naloxone, suggesting the involvement of the endogenous opioid peptides. That was all for now. Let's move ahead and learn other classes of opioids and learn it in an easy way.